Alright children, welcome back to AP Macroeconomics with your favorite teacher, me, Mr. Fritz. Today we're going to review the Phillips Curve. So the Phillips Curve is a graph that shows the trade-off between the unemployment rate and the inflation rate. In general, there is an inverse relationship between unemployment and inflation. As one goes up, the other goes down, and vice versa. So the short-run Phillips curve is downward sloping because as unemployment increases, inflation decreases, and as unemployment decreases, inflation tends to go up. The long-run Phillips curve, however, is straight up and down. In the long run, prices and wages are fully flexible. So over time, as price level goes up, so too do wages. And so in the long run, we can always operate at full employment no matter how high inflation gets. So down here, we're going to label this the natural unemployment rate. We can call it UN. That's our natural unemployment rate, and keep in mind that natural unemployment is frictional unemployment plus structural unemployment. Frictional when you're between jobs because you quit because you hate your boss or you got fired because you're not good at it, or structural, your job left the country or you got replaced by a robot or whatever you used to make just doesn't exist anymore. The short-run Phillips curve itself represents the expected inflation rate. So when we're right here at the intersection of the short-run Phillips curve and the long-run Phillips curve, we are at natural rate of unemployment at our expected inflation rate. So basically long-run equilibrium. Now let's recall real quick what it looks like if there's a short-run change or a long-run change to the Phillips curve. So let's go down here to the aggregate supply, aggregate demand model and show the difference between a short-run effect and a long-run effect for the Phillips curve. What would happen if there was an increase in consumer optimism? If people were less concerned about the future, we would spend more money, and aggregate demand would increase and shift to the right. This is a short-run effect, which would lead to us having a higher price level and a lower unemployment rate. So now we have a higher price level over here. Our real GDP is increasing, and if our real GDP is increasing, then the unemployment rate must be going down. So up here on the Phillips curve, a short-run effect is going to cause a movement along the short-run Phillips curve. And because we're going into an inflationary period, our prices are getting higher and the unemployment rate is decreasing. So we're going to put our dot somewhere up here. I guess I can start this one as X. This will be Y. So this is a short-run effect, so it's going to cause a movement along the short-run Phillips curve. We're entering an inflationary period where we have higher prices and lower unemployment. Now, because this is a short-run effect, in the short run, our wages are sticky. They take longer to change than changes in price level. And so we're making the same amount of money here as we were here. So I still have the same wage, but everything costs more. Eventually, I'm not going to be cool with that, and I'm going to go strike or find another job that pays more, or just quit and wait to find something better. So in the long run, a long-run effect is going to cause a movement of the short-run aggregate supply curve. As me and everybody else start to demand higher pay and go on strike and things like that, eventually wages rise. Nominal wages increase, and businesses will fire people to maintain their profit margin. Wages go up, they get rid of people, your short-run aggregate supply will decrease and shift to the left. And we will end up back at full employment output just now with higher prices. So we have higher prices, or real GDP has gone back to where it was, and so we have the unemployment rate increasing and inflation increasing at the same time. When that occurs, I can't just move my dot along the curve, because if I increase the unemployment rate, the inflation rate's going down, and if I increase the inflation rate, the unemployment rate's going to go down. So to increase both at the same time, I'm going to have to shift that whole curve to the right. And now we have a new short-run Phillips curve and a new point, and we'll label that Z. We've gotten back to full employment. In the long run, the only thing that's going to change is price level. Prices went up, wages went up, and now we're back at full employment. So remember, a short-run effect or a shift in aggregate demand is going to cause a movement along the short-run Phillips curve. If the short-run aggregate supply shifts, then that's going to be a long-run effect, and the whole short-run Phillips curve is going to change. It's going to shift either, if everything's increasing, then it's going to shift to the right. And if you've got inflation and unemployment both going down, it's going to decrease and shift to the left. So the short-run Phillips curve has increased. We now have a higher expected inflation rate, but again, we're still at the natural rate of unemployment. Hooray! Join me next time when we learn about something else.